Hello everybody, PuZZlePieceZ here with more of Murder on the Orient Express. We are dealing with the matters of murder, as Antoinette said. So we are going to now talk to people because the train is warm and we're going to gather passports. Passports and evidence. So let's start here.
Monsieur Foscarelli.
Ah, Signorina! I have been told you aid the great Hercule Poirot in his investigations. I will help you in any way I can.
May I have your passport, please?
Of course, of course! Here
Thank
you
you.
are!
Alright.
You are Antonio Foscarelli. I see here you are a naturalized American citizen.
Yes, Signorina. It is better for my business. I am, as you can see, a salesman of motor cars. I do big business. I am up to date. I understand salesmanship.
What do you smoke? A pipe, cigarettes, cigars?
Cigarettes only.
Okay.
You travel frequently to and from the United States?
Yes, for the past 10 years or so.
Did you ever come across Monsieur Ratchet?
Never, but I know the type. Oh, yes. It is very respectable, very well dressed, but underneath it is all wrong. I should say he was a big crook. I give you my opinion for what it is worth.
Your opinion is quite right. Monsieur Ratchet was Cassetti, the
Cassetti.
kidnapper.
What did I tell you? I have learned to read the face. It is necessary. Only in America do they teach you the proper way to sell.
Please tell me your movements last night after dinner.
With pleasure. I stay here in the salon car for a while. It is more amusing. I play cards with the American gentleman who sells the typewriter ribbons.
Ah.
We talk shop. Afterwards, we retire to my compartment and play the cards some more. And talk more shop. That one, though, he is not the salesman Foscarelli is, I can tell you.
He's talking about Hardyman.
Do you remember the Armstrong case?
I do not quite remember, but yes. The name, it was a little girl, was it not? A baby, una bambina.
Yes.
Ah, well, these things, they happen, even in a great country like America.
Have you ever come across any members of the Armstrong family?
It is difficult to say. I see so many people, you understand. I'll give you some figures. Last year alone, I sold...
No, I don't need that.
Please, monsieur, confine yourself to the point.
Yeah.
With a great pleasure.
What time did you go to your compartment?
Oh, it was early. 8:30 or so.
What time did you stop playing cards in your room?
Not yet 10 o'clock. That stuffed shirt of a valet who shares the compartment with me came back from attending his master. A miserable people, the English. Not sympathetic. He sits in the corner, very stiff, reading a book. Mr. Hardman and I, we lose our taste for the cards, and Mr. Hardman, he goes off to his own room. The attendant makes up our beds.
What time did you go to bed?
I lay on my bunk for a while. The Englishman has, I think, the toothache. He gets out a little bottle of stuff that smells very strong. He moans and groans. I drop off around 10:30. Whenever I wake, I hear him groaning.
Oh, okay.
Do you know if Monsieur Masterman left the room at all during the night?
I do not think so. If the door opened, the light from the corridor, one wakes up automatically thinking it is the customs examination at some frontier.
Did Monsieur Masterman ever speak of his master?
I tell you, he did not speak, even to introduce himself. He was not a sympathetic, a fish.
Thank you, Monsieur
A fish.
Foscarelli.
He's a fish. He likes to swim. Oh. Alright, so we got his thing. Now we can talk to you. Ooh.
May I have your passport, please?
Oui, mademoiselle. You will find it in room 1-2 in the Athens Paris coach.
What can you tell me of your movements after dinner?
I came in here to attend to the bar after everyone went to their rooms. I cleaned the salon car and went to the Athens Paris coach to rest.
What time was that?
I closed the bar at midnight,
Okay.
so it would be a few minutes after that.
Did you see or hear anything unusual last night?
No, mademoiselle. The Athens Paris coach was very quiet, And of course, the door leading to the Calais coach is locked. One can pass through only if Pierre Michel or Matteo opens it for him.
Oh, okay.
What do you know of Klaus, the chef?
Un artiste de la cuisine, and just as temperamental as a painter. Vous comprenez?
Yeah, I understand.
His menu seems to overemphasize meat dishes.
It is true that they call him Le Boucher, but not to his face, of course.
The butcher. It suits him. Klaus seems even more temperamental than usual today.
I fear an approaching catastrophe, mademoiselle.
Worse than avalanches and murder.
Yeah.
Certainement. Special dinner menus, as you no doubt know, are printed in advance of our departure in Istanbul. Here is tonight's menu. As you can see, tonight is to serve Wiener Schnitzel and Erdäpfel salad, native dishes of Austria, in honor of the Count and Countess Andreni.
Okay.
Veal and potatoes. Why does this not surprise me?
But so many have asked for the salads, almost in defiance of Chef Klaus, and the porters have failed to put aboard enough vinegar and olive oil for the Erdäpfel salad. Klaus is in a rage. The embarrassment will be too much for him.
Okay.
What do you know of Klaus's movements last night?
As usual, he stayed in his precious kitchen, preparing his pastries and sauces for the next day's meals.
Okay.
He passed through the salon car a few minutes before midnight in a rage because one of the steak knives is missing.
One of the steak knives is
Passengers
missing.
will take anything as a souvenir if it is not bolted down. Why, the things
Like
that have
us.
gone missing on this trip would astound you.
But perhaps they were not all taken as souvenirs. Perhaps
We're trying to cover our...
person, in order to do good, borrow them?
Mademoiselle, forgive me, but I do not understand what you are talking about.
Let it
It's
pass.
okay.
What did Klaus do after he entered the salon car?
Nothing. We went together to the Athens-Paris coach.
Do you know Monsieur Ratchet was killed with a knife?
I had heard this, oui, but why? You think Klaus may have stabbed him?
A chef that temperamental? If someone was to criticize his masterpieces?
Mais non, mademoiselle. C'est très absurd. Klaus would not stab anyone. Not with a knife. He would hack them into little medallions with his cleaver.
That's
That will
true.
be all.
That's true. Can I have this? Thank you. Can I have this? Thank you.
Countess, may I ask you some questions regarding the death of Monsieur Ratchet?
I'm not sure what I can do to help, but I'll try.
Have you been to America?
No, mademoiselle. My husband was posted there. Diplomatic duties. But we were not married then.
What is the color of your dressing gown?
Why do you ask me that?
Detectives have to ask all sorts of questions. Forgive me.
It is yellow. Corn-colored chiffon. Are you really a detective, mademoiselle?
No.
I was told you worked for the railway.
Well, I'm assisting a detective. That's what I meant.
Is he a Yugoslavian detective?
I think he would tell you he belongs to the world, madame.
Yeah, that's true. But he's Belgian.
When did you fall asleep last night?
Soon after 1 o'clock, I believe.
Did you hear or see anything unusual last evening?
After the train stopped?
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
You didn't hear Mrs. Hubbard ringing her bell and calling out at around 1:15?
No, it would be very unlikely if I did. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Countess.
All right, let's talk to him.
Count Andreni, I am acting on behalf of Monsieur Hercule Poirot in this matter. May I speak with you?
I quite understand your position. I will do
Ooh, his
anything
eyes were
I
really
can
wide
to
there.
assist you.
May I have your passport, please?
Yes, certainly.
Yeah, they share
Rudolf
one.
Josef Andreni, aged 34. A diplomatic passport.
Yes, I am in the Hungarian consular service.
Wife, Elena Maria Andreni. Age 20?
Yes, we have only been married a year.
Aged 20, thank you.
Yeah, she's young.
Are you aware of the identity of the deceased, monsieur?
If you want to know his name, surely it is in his passport.
The name on his passport is Ratchet. That is not his real name. He is in fact Cassetti, who was responsible for the kidnapping and death of a child in America.
Ah, That certainly should throw light upon the matter.
Okay, so I have to go take care of something, so I'm actually going to pause this for just a quick moment. I will be back very shortly. And we're back, hopefully. So, just had to send a quick message to someone.
Have you been to America, Monsieur Leconte?
Yes, I was in Washington for a year. Extraordinary country.
Did you know the Armstrong family?
The kidnapped victims.
Yes.
Armstrong. Armstrong. It is difficult to recall. So many diplomatic functions. So many hands to shake. I cannot recall. I'm sorry.
Can you tell me how you spent the evening after dinner last night?
We had my wife's compartment made up while we were at dinner. On returning, we sat up in mine playing piquet. At about 11 o'clock, my wife retired for the night. The attendant made up my compartment, and I also went to bed.
I still think that, like, having different... Yeah, when did you return to your own compartment? Like, it's strange that they have two separate compartments. Like, why didn't they just share one? But, to each their own.
The sudden stop of the train awakened you?
Naturally. I learned from the attendant of the avalanche, then went in to my wife and comforted her.
When did you return to your own compartment?
Well, I didn't, actually. That is to say, I did not like to leave my wife alone after the shock. We passed the remainder of the night together.
See?
Other than the train stopping, did you notice anything unusual?
No, I don't think so. I dropped off to sleep sometime before 2 a.m. and slept through until this morning.
You didn't hear the commotion in the compartment next to yours?
Yeah, the American...
The American lady who occupies it had quite an attack of hysterics and rang repeatedly for the attendant.
When was this?
At approximately 1:15.
No, I'm afraid I didn't notice.
Yeah, they were probably busy.
Do you smoke, Monsieur Leconte?
The occasional cigar only. They are always offered to me, you understand. But I do not much like them.
Good day, Monsieur Leconte.
Okay, so we have both their passports now. We still need to get his, but his is in the other location.
I'm sorry to disturb you.
Not at all. As you can see, I'm not exactly occupied at the moment. And I do know you're helping that funny little Belgian detective.
At least she knows that he's Belgian.
May I have your passport, please?
It's in my compartment. Feel free to collect it.
Okay.
Your full name, permanent address, and age, please.
Mary Hermione Debenham,
Hermione!
32. I'm between permanent addresses at the moment.
What can you tell me of the murder last night?
I'm afraid I have nothing to tell you. I went to bed and slept.
You seem very at ease. Are you not distressed by what has happened?
Distressed? I've not really thought about it from that point of view. No, I cannot say that I am at all distressed. After all, people die every day.
But not by
die,
murder.
Yes, but murder is thankfully a little more rare. Were you acquainted with Monsieur Ratchet?
I saw him for the first time at dinner last night. Oh, I suppose at the station, perhaps. I don't recall.
How did he strike you?
I hardly noticed him.
He did not strike you as an evil personality?
Really, I cannot say I thought about it. Whether or not I liked Mr. Ratchet's face does not seem to be helpful in finding out.
This is the second person who was like, I do not like his face.
Ratchet really was.
Haven't a clue. Who was he?
He was Cassetti.
The man behind the Armstrong kidnapping.
That was quite abominable.
Where did you begin your journey?
Baghdad.
What were you doing there?
I have been acting as governess to 2 children.
Oh.
What is your final destination?
London. I'm giving up on Baghdad. Not much happens there. I'm hoping to find a suitable post in London.
What can you tell me about Mademoiselle Schmidt?
She's a nearly perfect traveling companion. Quiet, polite, thinks the world of her princess.
Aw.
What is the color of her dressing gown?
Her dressing gown. It's dark blue. Flannel.
Did Mademoiselle Schmidt leave your compartment at any time during the night?
She was with the princess, reading, I believe, until
Yes, we
quite
heard
late.
her reading.
I awoke when she returned. I remember thinking she was not paid enough for such long hours and checked my watch. It was 12:38.
How well do you know Colonel Arbuthnot?
That's a very impertinent question, and I'll not answer it.
Au revoir, Mademoiselle Debenham.
All right, so we talked to people, and she said we can go and collect her passport in her carriage as well. So in the next video, we're gonna keep finding more people, talk to them, get more passports, and hopefully find more evidence. So do stay tuned. This is PuZZlePieceZ signing off.